Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about what kind of printer to use to print your photo heat transfer. You want to definitely use an inkjet printer, something that prints at 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17. I recommend just a regular inkjet printer from Office Max, Walmart even, and so on. You want to definitely make sure that it's going to be a printer that's very feasible when it comes to printing full color, because you don't want to constantly be running out of ink and running somewhere to go pick up ink. Another thing about your printer is you have to make sure that it has a bottom feed that you can be able to put your paper in facing down. When you're doing photo heat transfers, you want to make sure that your paper is facing down and can be able to slide into your printer. This is an all-in-one printer, HP, very reliable company. Has a scanner at the top and then you can print at the bottom, So you definitely want to make sure that you invest in a pretty decent printer. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got our heat transfer printed out. Colors are nice and bright. You can see where that glow came in around the edges. Great transfer. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and apply the transfer onto the garment or t-shirt. I want to talk a little bit about your heat press. This is a heat press made for doing t-shirts. You always want to make sure that you get a pretty decent size heat press. I know some guys that got smaller ones. You can't print 11 by 17 or bigger transfers. Another thing you want to make sure is you have Teflon sheets on your heat press. This sheet right here folds at the bottom of the pallet, and then some guys have a loose one that you just put on top of the transfer, but what we did is we actually took our Teflon sheet and we taped it to the top, wrapped it around and taped it to the top. It just allows us to be able to speed up the process a little bit. When we're busy, we don't have to keep stopping and applying a Teflon sheet. And a Teflon sheet just basically protects the shirt, protects your transfer, protects the heating elements. So you want to make sure that you have a pretty decent, nice size heat press. What you want to do as far as your temperature is to make sure that your temperature is at 350 to 375 to do an average photo heat transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and do this transfer so you guys can see the process. Now we got a 100% cotton pre-shrunk Gildan shirt. And what you want to do is go ahead and put it on your pallet, and you want to do a thing called pre-pressing it. And that basically, what that basically does is it gets any kind of moisture that's got trapped into the cotton through, delivery and so on. So you want to press it for a couple seconds. If you notice, you'll start seeing steam coming up, and that's basically letting you know that the moisture is releasing from the cotton. So you got a nice flat, clean surface. What I usually like to do is go 4 fingers down from the top. In this instance, what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit lower because we're going to go ahead and add graphics onto the t-shirt after we apply the transfer. So you want to put the transfer down. Press it for about 20 seconds. Depending on your heat press, sometimes you have to press it a little bit longer depending on the heat press. But you want to press it for about 20 to 30 seconds is the average. Now you got 2 different types of heat transfer paper. You got cold peel and hot peel. Hot peel is when you take it off, like what I'm gonna do here, is take it off as soon as it's done. So it's done. You just want to grab a corner and consistently pull off the transfer. And like I was saying, you got hot peel and you have cold peel. Cold peel transfers, you'll just leave the actual release paper on there until the image cools down, and then you can take it off. This specific paper that we can use both hot and cold. Hot peel will give you more of a softer feel. Cold peel will give you more of a glossy look. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is start airbrushing it.